Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Girls Gotta Talk podcast. This episode, I'm currently sitting, freezing. I don't know if you could hear it or if it's just me. I don't necessarily feel like I have a cold, but I feel like a cold is slowly approaching for me. I feel like I sound very nasally and congested, even though, I'm not. I can breathe through my nose perfectly fine. So I think it's all just post-nasal drip type of situation. It's all just sitting in the back and mostly in my throat. My throat was on fire yesterday. Today it's a lot better. It doesn't hurt at all actually today, but I started feeling it kind of in the morning yesterday, but during the day I was kind of feeling worse and worse, and then by the time last night I felt awful. I felt like straight garbage. I kept trying to take my temperature and I didn't have a temp, thank God, but I don't know, I just felt awful. And I feel like I feel a lot better today. I don't know what it was just about yesterday and last night, but like I said, I woke up this morning and I expected to feel awful. I expected just to hit me like a truck almost. Luckily it didn't. I don't know if it's slowly approaching, and maybe it's 4 p.m. right now. Almost 5. So I don't know if in a few hours it'll just hit me again or what, because I know normally when I get sick, when it comes nighttime, it hits 10 times worse. But for right now, it's actually not that bad, but I feel like I sound awful. So if that annoys you during this whole episode, I am going to apologize right now. But yeah, I'm settled up in my car per usual to record this episode. But I didn't really drive far enough for my car to really heat up, so I barely had the heat on, and now I'm sitting with my car off, so I'm freezing. It snowed where I live the last 2 days, so just the fact that it snowed and everything, just expect... Temperatures are just freezing right now. They're absolutely so cold, which I don't understand, because a couple weeks ago, it was 70, 75 degrees in the middle of November. Now it snowed. We have a solid, I would say, 2.5, 3, maybe even 4 inches in some places. And then next week, I'm pretty sure it's supposed to go back up to 60 degrees, 55, 60. So the weather is literally all over the place. So it'll be 60 degrees a week or two before Christmas, which is just wild. But anyways, besides all that, I just wanted to put a PSA out there saying if I sound awful and whatever, I am so sorry. But I feel like with us being in December, what better time to talk about romanticizing this season? I think I mentioned it in one of the last episodes, that by technical calendar dates, it's not technically winter yet. I honestly don't know when winter starts. I should probably look that up, but I think it's towards Christmas. I think middle or ending of December is technically winter starting, I think. I don't really know, don't quote me on that, but today's date of when I'm recording this is, what's today's date? I think today's the 5th. December 5th. Trying to pre-record to have episodes ready for this month, but at the same time, if you don't follow me on Instagram, the Girls Gotta Talk pod Instagram, I talked about how last year I did a little holiday treat, if you will, and posted 1 week. I had 3 episodes instead of 1 per week like I normally do. I posted 3 episodes on 1 week. I put up a poll on the story to see which week you guys would prefer, because I leave that up to you guys. If you don't follow me and you don't interact with all this stuff, go follow and be sure to be involved in the next, I don't know what it will be, but the next poll or whatever goes up on there. But the week that won was December, I think it's December 8th through the 14th. So from when I'm recording this, that's literally next week. So aka I got to get a little move on, because I have to get 3 episodes ready for you guys, because like I said, that is the week that won. I don't like to like alter it or do a week that I want. I leave that all up to you guys and that voting that I put up. So here we are recording. I don't know what episode this will be during the week, but it's one of the extras for this week, if you're listening to this the week it came out. But before we get into that, streaming platforms, I literally forgot what I was going to say. Oh my God. Streaming platforms, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, or we are here on YouTube. Girls Gotta Talk podcast. So we're on anywhere you stream your podcast or on YouTube if you want to come subscribe, join the fam over here. But yeah, I feel like being in December, this makes kind of episodes like really fun. I don't know what order episodes are going into, so I know I've already recorded a couple. I just don't know if you've already heard them, if they'll be after this week or included in this week, if that makes any sense at all. But I feel like for me, winter season is like, I feel like there's a lot to do. I love the fall and everything involved in the fall, but I feel like wintertime, even though it is super cold outside and you really only want to be outside for like 5 seconds, there's so much to do, which to me kind of makes no sense because I don't want to be outside, but I want to do stuff outside, you know? But I feel like in the wintertime, there's just so much going on. There's, I don't know, a lot of like change of scenery. I don't want to say obviously because like that's just where I live. If you don't live, I don't want to say in a place that doesn't have all 4 seasons, but you don't, I feel like some places you don't experience all 4 seasons to its like fullest potential almost. Like down south, yeah, it might be wintertime, but it's probably still gonna be like higher temps than where I live. Like I live northeast, like we get colder winters than I would say down south does, but they also don't get snow. So I feel like it's just weird to talk about and compare like places because I could never imagine. I've grown up my whole life having snow in the winter. I don't know how it would be like down south or like out west where they don't potentially get snow all the time. That would be super crazy to me, where like it'd be opposite for people who've never seen snow in their life, like see snow for the first time and you're like, oh my God, this happens every year. Like, isn't that a crazy thought? I was kind of thinking about that the other day, I'm not gonna lie. But anyways, I forget what I was saying before I went into that, but I'm just gonna get right on into this episode. Romanticizing the season. The first thing I have was watch holiday movies. I know I recently had just recorded an episode of kind of nostalgic winter movies that you have to watch at least once during the holiday season, which included like Santa Claus, Home Alone, like How the Grinch Stole Christmas. I knew I was talking about some animated movies that I haven't necessarily seen, but I know there's a bunch of those that other people love and always get into. So I feel like that is always a must watch during now. I'm trying to think of what else is on that list. I know I had a few like Hallmark, if you're into like Hallmark movies. I know I had, like Elf, Polar Express, all classics. Like to me, like a perfect night in the winter is just movie marathon, potentially in front of a fire, drinking hot chocolate. All that type of stuff just is so perfect in the winter. Like especially if it's snowing outside, it's snowing outside. You could maybe see it from your window, but you're curled up, like I said, potentially by a fire, in some blankets, hot chocolate, maybe some snacks, and just winter movies, honestly, on all day is just a perfect evening for me, if I must say so myself. But anyways, the next thing that I had was planning goals for the next year. I don't know if this is like for everyone. I don't know if people actually sit there and start planning goals and everything. I know I have made like a page where I want to list some goals for the next year. I think it's super exciting. I like kind of having goals to look forward to. I feel like maybe in a couple weeks, I'll end up going back and looking at the goals I had set for myself for 2024 and seeing kind of what I did accomplish or what I haven't that maybe I could put for the following year. But I don't know. To me, that's just super fun and exciting. And I want to do that again for this year. I feel like also building a vision board to me also gets really exciting. I know I made one last year and I like saved the picture just to have it. I made it on Canva and you can literally just type in, I feel like vision board, and it'll come with like a template that you can kind of customize, obviously, to fit your whatever you want to happen in the next year. I almost said previous year. That didn't make any sense. But I do want to do that again. So I'll probably go back, either find the one I did and kind of switch up the pictures a little bit, or see if they have like a new fun template I can kind of customize. But yeah, I don't know. Just something about that to me is super fun. So definitely we'll be doing that in the near future. The next thing I had was drive around to see Christmas lights. This is always super, super, super exciting to me. I like to find little like neighborhoods or like streets. I feel like that sounds kind of creepy in a way, but like I just love to drive by people's houses that go either like all out for Christmas or just like streets that have lights here or there. Like I still feel like it's super, super fun to go and look at. I know I've been taking my son on drives lately to kind of go by and look at houses. He's super excited about lights and Christmas trees in the moment. So it's been super fun for him. It's super fun for me. So it's just honestly something just fun to do together right now. The next thing I had was bake. I'm really not much of a baker. I'm the type of person that'll put like cookies on like a oven sheet and like stick it in the oven. But holiday treats or cookies or I don't know, anything you could really think of. I know a lot of people are in like their sourdough bread era. I feel like every time people post pictures of the sourdough they make, I'm like, that looks so good. But I don't think I'd be one to sit there and be able to do a whole loaf of sourdough. Like that's just, I don't know. I feel like that's just more skill than I have, but I definitely praise everyone that's making them right now because they always look amazing. And I'm sure the house smells so good when those come out of the oven. Like I can only imagine, but major props to you if that's what you're doing. I kind of want to be there when someone like makes one, or especially just be there when they take it out of the oven just for like the smell and like the freshness of it. But I feel like Christmas, like this season, is prime for like baking season. I feel like there's so many types of cookies you can make. I might have to make some soon. I know I talked about an episode where I said I wanted to like get cookies or something that my son could help bake just for him to get into it, and I feel like it'd just be really fun. But I just kind of want cookies now. Might have to, like I said, I'm more of one of just take it out, plop them in the oven, and call it a night. I'm going to consider that baking, and I might have to do that soon because those Pillsbury cookies, if you know, you know, are the best cookies. I'm sorry, probably hands down. But definitely want to have those soon now that I just mentioned this whole baking thing. But also with that, the next thing I have was festive drinks. Whether it's just like a coffee or I'm not a big fan of it, but eggnog. I know a lot of people get excited about eggnog this time of year. I know there's a ton of drinks. Like I said, I'm mostly into like the coffees when they come out, like holiday season wise, whether you're making it at home or going somewhere to get it. I did try it has a really long name. It was the iced gingerbread oat milk chai the other day. 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10. Like, that's all I have to say about it. It was so, 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 so good. I tried it hot, actually, which, if you know, I'm not really typically a hot drink type of person. But I did try it hot, and I did like it. But the following day, I did get it iced. Oh, my God. It was so good. It was so good. I actually got it twice in one day, which, if you know Starbucks prices, that's insane. But I did get it twice in one day. Honestly, that's how good it is. I think I'm realizing that I am kind of into chai. I've become a chai person. I don't know if I don't know what I mentioned it in, but I think I've mentioned it before that when I do have a chai drink, I typically add another flavor into it. So at like Dunkin', I add like caramel into it. This Starbucks one had gingerbread, and I know it had some type of like cold foam. I don't know what it was. I don't know if it was a gingerbread cold foam or what it was, but it was so good. So if you haven't tried it, I highly recommend it. I loved it. The next thing I had was listen to a holiday playlist. Whether you search one somewhere or even if you make your own and put the songs that you love holiday season wise into it, that way you know every song that plays is going to be a good one. I haven't gotten around to this yet. I'm going to say this a lot, but I feel like I just mentioned that I have been listening to Christmas music, honestly, for probably like a month now, and we're only 5 days into December, so I started listening to Christmas music well before Thanksgiving, and I don't see anything wrong with that personally. I know that's very well of unpopular opinion, but I don't know, just songs these type of year are just so fun that some of them I actually don't get tired of, believe it or not, but I feel like it's still been a fun ride. We'll see when we get to Christmas how I feel, but right now I feel like I can still listen to them. They haven't gotten me to where I'm like, oh my God, I'm tired of hearing this song yet. But that's always a good thing for me. The next thing I had was read a holiday book. I've started a winter TBR, and I started early to hopefully get through some of the books on said TBR because I made a fall TBR and I feel like I read, I know I read no books off that TBR list, which for me is kind of upsetting to like go through and make it and get really excited about a list and then you literally don't read any of the books. So I did make one and I have started. I did read Window Shopping by Tessa Bailey and I'm currently reading, I think it's called All I Want Is You, and it's by Fallon something. I don't know their last name. I've honestly never read anything from this author before. So far, I really like the book. I think I'm only like 30 or 40 pages in so far, but right now I'm getting really into it. I really like it. So far already 2 holiday books in, and like I said, we're not even a full week into December. So for me, that's really exciting because I feel like I'm getting ahead of myself here, which, if you know, is amazing. Like, I'll take it 100%. The next thing that I have, like I just said, it snowed here. We have anywhere from 2 to, I say, 4 inches, depending on where in the state. Well, I don't want to say where in the state because I feel like some places might have more. I don't actually know how much it snowed everywhere, but I know the town that I live in has about maybe 2.5, 3 inches. I know the town that I work in maybe has about like 2, but surrounding towns might have somewhere up to like 4. So the next thing I have is play in the snow. Again, my son has not played in the snow yet. I think I tried to take him out once last year and he was just not feeling it yet. Like he was like, what are we doing? It's cold. I'm not doing this. I feel like now with a little more energy in this kid, he turns into a crazy man, so I'm hoping he'll want to just go out and play. Even though it is cold outside, he loves being outside, which I absolutely love about him. So I feel like playing in the snow, or at least just like walk around in the snow, I'd love to take him sledding somewhere. Honestly, A, I don't own a sled, and B, so I'd have to go buy one, or I know they sell like tubes that people usually use, but I feel like I would not trust either myself and I wouldn't trust him at this age on like a tube to go sledding. So yeah, I'd have to go buy a sled somewhere. But B, I would also have to find a place to go sledding because where he lives now, I'm not necessarily from that area. So I'd have to find a good place, especially for his age, to go and sled. But that hopefully might be a thing soon because I feel like it'd be super, super, super fun and he would love it. But the next thing that I have was decorate your house or the space that you're in. I feel like, of course, that just suits you up for some holiday spirit, puts you more into the Christmas spirit, into spirit of the holidays, make it look festive, make it look fun, make it look merry, bright, all the above. I feel like that is going to be super, super fun. I feel like every winter Christmas season, it makes it super fun, but decorating for holidays in general, whatever you happen to celebrate, I feel like just makes it more fun. Like, it makes your space look more alive. It makes you feel better. I feel like it just brings in all good vibes. So that's definitely on the list of things to do. Definitely soon if you haven't started this holiday season. That includes like Christmas tree. If you celebrate Christmas and you put a Christmas tree up, that I feel like is always just literally the most wonderful time of the year. If I have to put it in a sentence, I can't wait to do that. Now that I'm at my parents', I know they put up like a fake Christmas tree. I'm 100% more towards having a real one, but I know they haven't used a real one in years. So I can't wait for them to put up their tree, help them decorate it and all that stuff. So that'll be super fun. The next thing that I have is Christmas shopping and wrapping presents. I actually have already started Christmas shopping. I'm actually almost done Christmas shopping, which is really crazy for me because to be like basically done this early in the year is so early for me. So for me, having everything done and I have it like situated into like piles, like this is for this person, this is for this person. I made lists this year. Like, it's been so crazy. I feel like I've been on top of it, which makes it a little less stressful, honestly. But again, super fun. I went the other day when I was off with my brothers. We did lunch and Christmas shopping, and it was super fun. And I don't know, just walking around stores that are also like decorated for the season just makes it fun is like the only word I keep saying, but I love it so much. So that was great. Again, getting ahead of the game makes it way less stressful. I'm not last minute shopping, which is super fun. I also don't mind wrapping presents. I actually love wrapping presents. My brother is not one to wrap, so he already like literally is making a pile for himself in my room of presents I have to wrap for him, like from him for other people. So that'll be fun, which I'm like, whatever, like I'll get it done because I love it, but I just typically end up being the one that wraps the presents. My dad used to do the same thing, so I'm kind of used to it at this point. And the last thing that I have was just spending time with family and friends around this season. Of course, that's super important, super, I don't know, again, like good vibes, holiday spirit, just hanging out with the people that you love around this season. But yeah, with that being said, that is all little ideas I have for you to romanticize this season. Again, for me, for some reason, I feel like this season is kind of the easiest to kind of romanticize, if you will, because I feel like there's just always so much to do. Again, it's a season, at least where I live, it's super, super cold outside, but I don't know, like part of me wants to say it's worth being outside, but part of me is like, no, because it's really cold. And by the time you're standing there for like 10 minutes, you're like frozen. But I know, I've talked to some people about what they've done already, and I know they go through like little hayride type of things. They went through like this Christmas tree farm, so you see all like Christmas trees lit up and just lights. I know, I can't remember exactly where it is, but there's a park that you could go to that you like drive through like a whole bunch of lights, setup scenarios. Like it's like I don't want to say like drive at your own risk, like you have to follow the people in front of you, but it's just like a whole park dedicated to just like a light display almost. I don't know if I've ever gone, honestly, but I definitely want to check that out this year. I actually just booked a time slot for JJ to go get his picture taken with Santa. So we're going to hope he likes Santa this year. And he'll be okay with sitting and taking a picture. I know last year he took a picture, but he was kind of scared, kind of not feeling it. his father and I had to jump into the picture and take one with him just to be there with him. But yeah, so I just booked that, so that's fun. I do want to go through some light displays. What else do I want to do? Like I said, it just snowed here, so I'm hoping to get him out at least to walk around in the snow and maybe not necessarily feel it because I don't want him to get too cold, but feel it, experience it, have a little bit of fun, sledding, like I said, potentially. What else? I know I want to do some just fun, like winter crafts with him, whether it's just like coloring or, like I said, baking, just having nights where it's just, I don't know, something small, but something cute and like festive to do. But yeah, with that being said, that is all I have for you for this episode. I hope you guys enjoy your holiday season. Again, I don't know when exactly this episode is coming out this week, but I'm hoping you're ready or liked this week of 3 different episodes instead of just the one. But yeah, I love you guys so much, and we'll see you in the next episode. Bye.